Hey everybody. So tonight I want to talk about my Aunt Marsha's death, and of course we have food. It's just basic. It's not what I wanted. I wanted to get McDonald's with some people, but I'm just afraid as far as like these eggs go, cause oh my god, the friggin' eggs. Let me tell you guys, that's all I grew up eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Eggs, eggs, eggs. Cause when my nonna got sick, and when my parents were splitting, and my parents, my mom and dad, they would do swing shifts. Like, two of my friends, my boyfriend and one friend that I have, he's a guy. But of course now I got a boyfriend, can't talk to guys no more. So my friend, who's actually much older than me, thinks it's fucking bullshit, and I'm with him. Maybe it's because he's from a different generation. I don't know. But they say for Gen Z, there's no such thing as guy friends. I mean, whatever. But, okay. This is pretzels and peanuts. So, like I said to Brett, like I said about myself, the only thing we have is trust. Like, if I were to do something, I would never cheat on my boyfriend just to hurt him, because that's the lowest of the low, just cheating to get even. Like, why? It's just so low, because, like, again, cut off nose, spite your face. It ends up coming back to haunt you. So, today, orientation went so fucking bad. Because my mom's home. Because when I left, like, the stadium for my orientation, my grandmother and my dad was pissing me off so fucking bad. Like, I needed a physical copy of my social security card and my birth certificate. But my grandmother was manipulating my dad and being really toxic and gaslighting him. And I know her, she can really be, and I left her a message too saying stop it. She wasn't picking up because she knew what she was doing. I haven't spoken to my grandmother in like 3 months. My mom said she talked to her, and she said she sent a physical copy, but that don't mean shit. Big fucking deal. She sends a physical copy. Big fucking deal. She didn't want to send the whole thing because she knew. She did it just on purpose to get even with me. Because I know her. Like, that was just fucking mean what she did. Just mean. No wonder why she isn't healing from her surgery or her cancer. No wonder. Because God doesn't want her to. So, there's that. And, whatever. I got mad at them. I got angry at orientation twice. My mom had to leave work early to come get me because I was ready to full go into like a psychotic mode. Because that's what they also think I have, is now fucking psychosis. Which honestly, maybe it's true because my dad has psychosis. Maybe he had ADHD as a kid and then it developed into psychosis because of his drug addiction. But, I mean, since I'm his daughter, I'm in his bloodline. Excuse me. I could develop potentially psychosis. Where it's like you go... This is how it is when you're in a manic episode or if you have psychosis. And it could be from drug use as well. Or anything. But basically what psychosis is, or a manic mode, is where you step out of reality. And where you either think you're a different person, or you have superpowers, or you see and hear things that nobody can hear. It's crazy. No, I have eggs, Mom. I made something. I just put it in the fridge, please. Because I'm trying to avoid anything with, like, pasta for a while. Because, yeah, then I fucking get constipated. Or I get sick and salmonella poisoning from eggs. So, that was that. I got super angry at my father, and plus my mom's boyfriend got me this ring for, well, he just bought it. He didn't, like, propose to me. It was from Rainbow Rink. I did do a lot of skating last night, and then I had my boyfriend mocking me, saying, like, that place is for teenagers. Why do you go? I was like, reason why I go is for health reasons and exercise. Well, of course to have fun, but also for health reasons, because there were actually quite a handful of times where I skated alone. I didn't even go to the rink. Like, I just wanted to have fun by myself. And the thing is, though, I smoke pot there. Like, I go outside and legit just light up. Nobody gives me a problem. But he goes there, and he said he's banned from there, that he's on a blacklist because they didn't like the fact that he was smoking and drinking in their parking lot. But probably because he made it into an issue. Who knows? Let's start on these eggs, because they were a little bit hot. Like, you feel the bottom of the dish, it's very hot. Well, no kidding, because, like, the eggs are hot. This is just basic muscle shit, like workout food. And I know a really good seasoning for eggs, or anything, even chicken, ground beef. My girlfriend has this. This is, well, Alicia does. Onion, salt. It's like onion, garlic, and salt together. It is so freaking good. I don't know, salt, onion, sodium. Yeah, but I get a little bit of, like, a hint of garlic. I don't know if, like, I'm just going crazy, but, like, onion and salt together is the shit. I mean, like, I put garlic on my eggs, but, like, all the garlic in my mother's cabinet is, like, hard as a rock. Because that happens to seasoning after a while. If you don't use it enough, then it becomes hard. Well, that's what she said, but... Or he. Well, he. That's what he said. So, let's really get more into my childhood. So, I couldn't get a job as a security guard because of my temper. And my mother's boss witnessed it. She had to get sent home early. Come get me. So I don't kill anybody. Because at that rate, I felt like I wanted to friggin' choke somebody. Because the thing is, what my father said, he yelled at me. Well, first I got a fuck you from him. And then he yelled at me to leave him alone. Because, well, God forbid he wakes up his angel of a mother. Well, she's not. Just to get my social security and birth certificate to help me out. But one time what my grandmother said, and it was one of the worst things, like I told this to a counselor on the 98 crisis hotline, a random stranger, I told him some of the disgusting things my grandmother said. Like, she'd say things like, I wish you were never born, your parents should have aborted you. And even when I wouldn't do anything wrong, I would say, what did I do wrong now? She'd say, you were born. God, what a lovely thing to say to your granddaughter. Your own flesh and blood. What a lovely thing. She'd wake up with an attitude and a stick up her ass almost fucking day. So it's like, she's not a nice person. She was noted, like, where I lived, in the town of Tonawanda, in Kenmore, Buffalo, as, like, one of the rudest fucking people. So, she thought she was the queen of the West Side? No, you were noted one of the rudest bitches of Buffalo. So, she thought she was all that? Sure. Not from what I heard. And one thing that, because apparently, according to her, because she's a fabricator, she likes to lie and fib. She said she got a phone call from one of the students where I went to high school at, saying how I smoke pot. Well, that's obviously true. And how I'm not her biggest fan. They even said it like this: your granddaughter is also not your biggest fan. They weren't wrong. Who knows if that was even true, but they weren't wrong, because I'm not my grandmother's biggest fan at all. At fucking all. I wasn't for many years. Many, many years, when I started to really see how toxic she is. Anyways, the sad thing is, my boyfriend, he really can't help me much. And we're trying to find a house, so whatever. I don't really want to share, like, too much of our love life or too much of anything, even though I mostly do. But I feel like if I share too much, then people will get jealous, and then they'll do anything they can to, like, trash our relationship, trash me, shit on my boyfriend, shit on me, or our relationship, or anything. That's why I wear this. It's a symbol of protection. Because it could come right back to bite you in the ass if you do that. And my lips are so dried from the sun, bro. And another thing is, I feel like an asshole today because I'm pretty sure I lost my boyfriend's vape. And it was a gift, though, which kind of sucks because that could have saved me like $20 for a new vape. And I looked on it, and not gonna lie, it was kind of starting to taste bad. So, because I could tell when, like, a vape is losing its flavor. Like, I don't know, because I was kind of hitting on it, but then he looked at, like, how much juice was in there. He said, dang, you got a lot left, kind of. I was like, yeah, because I'm not, like, fiending it that much, but I'd be smoking it, you know, like, casually. Like, any average smoker. Again, average stoner, average smoker here. Not, like, a fiend. Average. Holy shit. I one time actually spent $100 at a dispensary, so, like, even the guy was like, damn, $100? I was like, yeah. Well, one lady I knew who came into my store once, she actually said she spends $800 a week on weed. So, I don't know if she's married, but she said she spends $800 just on weed. That's insane. $800 just on weed. I'm like, wow. Wow. I've never spent, maybe in, like, little by little, like, incrementally, I spent that much on weed, but not at once. The most I spent at once on weed was $100. Because I got a big-ass check from that dickhead at Sunoco, a.k.a. Roy the motherfucking whatever. Roy the scumbag. Oh, wait, I gotta figure out a good term for him. Oh, yeah, well, I don't want to say it because that'll get me probably, like, banned. So I'm not going to stoop down to that level. I don't even want to tell y'all what I called them, and it was bad. So, oh, I'm still eating these because I don't like cold eggs. They're perfect right now. They're perfect. So, moving on from that. That's why I quit my job at Sunoco, because the boss wanted to fuck me. And I was like, we're not doing this. Because this happened before, and it's not going to happen again. Because I feel as if when a work environment becomes too hostile, I end up just fucking quitting. Like, I can't fucking take it anymore. That's what my ex said before. He said, when a work environment becomes too hostile, I end up fucking quitting. Which I don't blame him. But he had the nerve to, like, tell me how he had to take stay away orders because of his exes. I'm like, I spoke to your cousin. Like, she said the total opposite, and I knew it was the total opposite, that they ended up taking away stay away order protections on you because you don't leave these females alone. Like, you're the one here being the lunatic. Like, exactly. That's probably what I gave him. I actually used to call him a lunatic. So, well, he calls me emotional and chaotic, so whatever. Then I told him, don't start with me, you fucking disappointment. Because he kind of is. He never met up to my expectations in our relationship. He got me a nice gift, but still, like, he helped me here and there with whatever, but when I just left that day, he actually said, like, he was shocked, and I was like, well, no shit, Kyle. No shit. I'm not going to stand for it anymore. No shit. And he knew that I was at my breaking point when we were at the gym last time. He knew it. I mean, what's funny is my grandmother and my dad wanted me to come home, but I'm like, why would I return to a situation which once hurt me and backfired me? Like, why? I mean, if I did move back to where I was born, Kenmore, I could go to the gym again, my local gym, and use my ex's guest pass. I could do that, but then I'd have to quit, like, smoking. And, like, the first time smoking after 3 years, oh my God, it felt so refreshing. First, it was, like, kind of awkward, but then I, like, remembered all the tricks and whatever, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm grooving with this. This is for me. Because I used to drink a lot, but I just drank yesterday, and oh my God, it made me so sick. I don't even think it was from the antibiotics. I think it was probably from all the alcohol. Because I had one drink, and it fucked me over. One drink. This is my vape, by the way. My boyfriend's was the red and blue one. But I think what happened is when I got angry with my grandmother and my dad, I probably unsubconsciously left it somewhere and just stamped off and left. But I remember having it in my hand in the car. But I don't know, maybe I thought I put it away when I didn't, but it was unsubconsciously. What sucks, though, is that was, like, the only thing I had of my boyfriend to, like, remind me of him. But whatever. He seems like a nice guy sometimes, but he has his moments as well. We're still together, like, I still have a boyfriend. Yeah, it's lasting, because I was actually the one who left him, so. And this is the guy I met before Kyle. So, I actually met him long before I met Kyle. Long before. Because I've known Brett for, when it reaches November of this year, for like about 2 years. I've only known Kyle for like a year. So I've known Brett a year longer. Plus, I feel as if he's like one of the only guys who like actually truly cared about me. Rather than like any other dude. Because dudes nowadays, all man dudes, they'll use any fucking girl for a piece of ass. And then you get crack whores on the side of the street in Buffalo, like, or it could be anywhere, but a lot in Buffalo, where they come up to the car and just like say, hey honey, you looking for a good time? Actually like that. I mean, it's all on the roots of survival, but there's so much, they're worth so much more than that. Like, when I had my dark days of doing all that stuff, Brett just looked at me because I gave him a year to clean up his act. Because he wasn't perfect either. He was no prize at the time, let me tell you that. He was no prize. He just looked at me and he said, Allison, you are worth so much more than just that. Selling your little pussy out on the street. And I was like, yeah, okay. Well, you didn't make me feel like that at the time. And some days you really don't make me feel good about myself. So it's like, if I'm not in an environment that makes me feel like good about myself or want to do well, then what's the point? I won't feel good. Then what's the point in like staying in that environment if they don't make you feel good about yourself? Why, just to live there? Like, get the fuck out of here. I need to get more juice in a minute. I have tea, but like it's warm because it's just iced tea. So, I'm going to go get more juice. Hang on. Salmon. Sorry guys, that was my mom. Strawberry kiwi from Wegmans, nice. Groceries are so goddamn expensive, bruh. And I took a nap earlier, and I went skating last night, so I always be napping. But my lips, they're so cracked. Oh, I gotta get something for them. Something. So let's really get into the juicy stuff of when I really started noticing how my Aunt Marsha was getting really sick. I'd go to her house like every summer when I lived with my grandparents. My grandpa, I'd even go there when he was alive. And I started going there more. I stopped going there because it was just after she died, when I was in junior high. And I remember that time I wrote a letter. It was actually one of the best letters, actually, at my middle school for junior high. It was just before going into high school, was the change of life. Because honestly, I made a joke that day in class. I said, "You mean like their periods?" I actually said that to the teacher. She said, "No, Allison, this is actually a change of life. Definitely. Not like to do with the body." That's what she actually said to me. Because my grandmother, when we had the talk, when I got the talk, well, of course, to do with sex and to do with periods. Males get the talk too, but I don't know what kind of talk males get, because I didn't get that talk, and I didn't have to have that talk. I only had the talk to do with females, because I am, yes, biologically a female. There for a while, I was in the LGBTQ, and I still go by those pronouns, but it's like, well, of course I go by she, her, and hers, duh. But it's like, why is this sticking out? Probably because my hair's wild tonight. But thing is though, I had the talk about that, and I felt as just like, when I had to see and witness my Aunt Marsha dying, she was like so freaking special to me. Like, I loved her so much, man. And I was telling my buddy Kyle online about my Aunt Fran, how very sick she was. She died from like COPD or something, because she had like cancer in her lungs from smoking. Yes, from smoking. That's what I was told, so excuse me if I'm wrong, because something was up with her lungs. And they used to call my Aunt Fran the chimney, because she be packing, she be smoking the menthols and marbles. She be packing. She'd smoke 3 packs a day. Same thing as my Aunt Jean. 3 packs a fucking day. 2 of them. Like, when I smoke cigarettes, shit, it was a pack a day. And this vape here, this lasts me about, depends on how much you hit it, about a couple weeks, maybe a month if I stretch it out. But damn, it's 3 packs a fucking day. Aunt Marsha, same thing. She'd smoke, I don't know how many packs she smoked, but I'd always see like her cigarettes on the table. She had like roughly 2 packs. But I don't know. I'd always see her with a cigarette in her mouth. She was just the kindest lady. And I remember one time, well, I think she gave me like a Barnes and Noble gift card, and I got like this SpongeBob Imaginext thing, and I constantly play with it. She had a pool, and I had the Color Splash Buddies to do a Toy Story. The reason why I wanted those, and of course I bring Barbie, Ken. Reason why I wanted those is because the Color Splash Buddies, and of course they're probably in my garage at my grandma's, because those would like change color based on like the temperature of the water. Their shirt would change, and whatever would change on them, their hats or whatever, their bodies. I just thought it was really cool, but those toys were super expensive. But I had the world by the ass. I thought I was on top of the world. I was a prima donna. But, like, again, nobody likes a prima donna, so I just snapped out of it. Then I became something else. So, but I remember those days when I had my long blonde hair, and my ex, well, not my ex, my current boyfriend at the moment, loved it. But then, I guess he quote unquote calls it, I went off the deep end and I just chopped my hair. He even said, when I saw that picture of you holding your hair like that and you chopped it, he said, oh my God. That's actually what he said was, oh my God. But he likes my short hair now. I mean, shit. Guys dig chicks with short hair too. Thelma and Louise. It'll grow back though, because I had short hair my sophomore year of high school. My grandmother got sick with cancer. But I give her credit though, because when she was still, no, it was before she got sick. But she tried, man. She really tried. But I didn't like what she did today. So then my Aunt Marsha, she just one day, she said, I can't breathe. Then we called the hospital, and I'm pretty sure her son did. No, her son killed himself. That's another different story. His fiance broke up with him. He went out in the garage, turned on the ignition, had the gas in the garage, because that's how some people commit suicide. They put their car in the garage, park it, and then they turn on the exhaust, and then the gas comes out, and then they just slowly die from carbon monoxide poisoning. That's a very common cause of suicide and death. That's what my Aunt Marsha's son did, and the day she died, man, oh my God. She died just before my freshman year of high school. I broke into fucking tears, because we kind of saw her the last few days, and then what also pissed me off is when she was calling my grandmother, she'd call her like 3, 4, 5 times a day saying how she really need her help, and my grandmother wasn't there, which I can kind of understand why, because when my grandmother fell we used to go to this place called Save-A-Lot. It was a little like grocery store. I'm sure people know it. She fell one time in the grocery store, and she was trying to contact my Aunt Maria. Well, my mom calls her the whore with big fake tits. Because, well, yeah, her tits are fake. So, she would constantly call my Aunt Maria saying how she needed help with, like, walking and stuff and groceries, managing me and my crazy ass, and getting back to the swing ship thing. My dad would work nights, my mom would work days, plus kind of raise me and watch me. So, that was that. She'd call her up and say she needed help. My Aunt Maria never returned her fucking phone call. Plus, her daughter never invited me to her wedding. Shit, man. When I get married to whoever, even if it's Brett, when we get married, shit, I ain't inviting fucking one of y'all. Because all y'all really fucked me over. Y'all fucked me good. Like, real fucking good. And I'm glad to have my mom back in my life because, well, we can go bridesmaid shopping for bridal dresses. And that's the thing what daughters do with their mothers. I was going to do that with my grandmother, but hell nah. I want my mom there because she's been there more for me than my grandmother ever was. And plus, she understands and she knows. So, those days where my Aunt Marsha was calling my grandmother saying how she really needed her, plus my grandmother's health was in good tact at that time, she didn't answer not once. And I would even tell her, like, because I'd come home from martial arts and I'd hear her on the phone with that pain in her voice. It was like a pain cry for help. I'd look at her and say, why aren't you picking up? Like, she's begging for you on the phone right here, right now. She didn't do nothing to you. Why aren't you picking up? And she said, it's none of your business. And I was like, okay. And then weeks go by, long nights, long summer days before the next semester of school in junior high. She's gone. She just got the phone call, passed away. Went to the funeral. We didn't go to the funeral. We went to, like, before, like, the body's buried. Forgot what it's called. We just went to the funeral home before she got married. Oh my God, the funeral. In a way, it was actually kind of beautiful because everything was coated in pink. Oh yeah, we went to the wake. It was a beautiful wake, actually. But I broke down crying because I just couldn't take the fact of seeing her dead. I actually had to walk out of the funeral home just to cry. Because even I'm now going to kind of cry about the fact of seeing my aunt there just fucking dead. Who I was close with and had a relationship with for so many years. Because she was a part of my life for so many years. And seeing her dead like that just bothered me. And I wish I could bring her back, but I can't. And I know crying is not going to bring her back. I just know it's not. Seeing her, like, so skinny and frail like that just really bothered me. And before junior high, all of us, because I went to a Catholic school, co-eded, we took this trip to East Aurora to, like, I don't know, see whatever, see the mountains. It was just a field trip. God knows, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was for hiking. But we all wrote a letter, all of our classes, to our parents to let us know what our future plan is. I think what I remember writing was to my lovely grandmother and to my lovely father. Oh, wait, no, my dick of a dad. What I wrote to my dick of a dad was, because he was in prison at the time, it was just before he got released. He never kept his promises, of course not, because a leopard don't change its spots. What I wrote to him, I wrote, Dad, I know you're going through a hard time right now. I know where you are. I know it must be tough. Well, no shit, because, well, he had it coming anyway. I wrote to him, I love you. I know you're in a tough place right now. I don't know what I plan on doing for the next years of my life, but I just hope that we can have a nice relationship and fix our relationship, because I haven't seen you in like 2-3 years, and this is really hard for me. The kids are bullying me here because they know where you are. They found out. So it hasn't been easy for me either. I love you, and I hope we can keep in touch. That's what I wrote to him. My grandmother, basically, well, not to do with the prison, because she's never been to jail, and she thinks she's all high and mighty because she's never done drugs or been to jail. But I basically wrote the same thing back to her, telling her I love her and that how I hope you're proud of me no matter what I do. But what sucks, though, is that I didn't get a chance to write to my mother, even though she did nothing wrong. Well, that was that. I found out that the majority of them are doing well, and then I found out one is, ugh. That's a different story. So, take care, guys. I almost broke down crying on here, and I've cried down here many times. I took my nose ring out, too. It's starting to, like, form a pimple. But, take care, guys.